Hello everyone. This is welcome to the channel. Thanks for all your views. I hope you're enjoying everything while you're here. I set up the station so that it's a place to where you can entertain yourself. I mean, there's a lot of different things and a lot of different I guess you can say activities too, because some of the things you get involved in, and it's a learning process. And some things you can just listen to, and other things like the art, you just enjoy it and wonder. I know when I put the art up, I don't like putting it down, but it's temporary art, and I like it when it's with me. Um, Right now, the art I have is Holy Water that I didn't do the song, that I didn't do the animar on, but just all the art, just having it there is something really unique, and I hope that you see that in it also, because you won't see it anywhere else. And I think that's another reason why I like it around, because it's something that I don't, that I can't see anywhere else. So anyway, this is part of the introduction of the update that I haven't done in so long, and I have to do an update on the whole channel. So it's going to be pretty. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can, and then after that, I'll have updates on the certain items in the channel. I want to start with. I did want to start with the what I was doing now as far as Animar, but I think it's best to start out with what I started out with in the beginning for those who have subscribed to my station. And I do thank them, and they're hardcore because no matter what the different changes I go through and the complex concepts of the YouTubes, my subscribers stick. I mean, they are really, really something else. And every time I start something new, I get kind of afraid because I don't want to lose my subscribers, but I have to be true to myself. And that's one thing about the station, is I have to be true to myself. I don't say, please like this and subscribe. I will not say that. And I hope I never end up saying that, no matter how well, if it does very well, how well it does, how well the channel does, because I want you to like something that you just can't help but like. And that gives me a better, it gives me more knowledge about what's going on in my channel. And if you want to subscribe, I'm happy for those who subscribe, because I go like, oh wow, this person subscribed, and I think about that. I mean, I just think about it. If it goes from 75 to 78, 75 to 76, I realize that's one person, not just one person, but that's one person, very important. It's just like me. If I like something, I have a life. I feel that everybody's a universe. Everybody has their own universe, and if you subscribe to my channel, it's a big deal. I mean, because you have a life, you have your own universe, and that's really a big deal to me. So I'm happy for my subscribers. I get sad when I lose one, but that's life. Or the ones I lose, I feel sad, and I think about it, and the ones that I gain, I'm really happy for that too. And like I was saying, I have really strong subscribers, and I really do appreciate that. I don't do anything to, well, I can't say I don't do anything to get subscribers, but I do, in the fact that I try and do each YouTube as something that's very special. I know not all the time every YouTube I do has to be like way out there and exciting, because not everything is exciting. Some things are very subtle, and I'm honest with that, because like for instance, a violin piece which is one of the things that I started as far as the Animar, and one is on Apple. And I know I definitely put it up only if I find that it's successful. When I'm saying successful, meaning it's done well and you can get something out of it. But I know also that it takes time for people to understand the Animar. So now I'm getting into, like I said, I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna talk about Animar. That's something that started recently. So for my subscribers, since they know pretty much the station, I want to start out with, this is updates. So I don't want to say like this is an introduction. I'm not going to explain what's going on. I'm not going to explain each section. I'm just going to give you an update for those who understand the station. And if you want to understand the station, you have to go back and it would be a little bit time consuming, but it's well worth it. So I'm going through this update as if you know the station and you've been with the station. I'm actually doing the updates for my subscribers. I have to give them something. I know there's a lot of viewers that I have that just view, and I really am appreciated. I really do appreciate that also. So I'm going to start the update. The first thing I wanted to say is that the music, I did start out with music, okay? And I did it very rough, and that's when I first started out my first videos, when I first started, okay? I didn't start doing YouTube's 10 years ago. I actually just started looking and viewing at YouTube's as an ex-Jehovah's Witness and other things, but that's the thing that got me interested the most. So you can also get more information about me even if you're a subscriber here. So I must have started at least 5 years ago. You can see the correct date by just looking at the video of my first YouTubes. And like I said, I started out with the music first. I just wanted to do something about what I was going through, I guess. I guess that's the best way. And that's how I started, doing just the little things, little music parts that I've always held in, So it was really nice. And then after that, as an ex-Jehovah's Witness, which is very important since they've helped me so much, it's really a hard time to become. It's really a hard time when you leave the Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's in all the videos. And the only thing that really helped me, but also it took a long time for me to do, and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses understand that, because I was afraid to give a testimony as far as an ex-Jehovah's Witness. And that's how I started. I also had to be honest with myself, because there's things about me that, I don't like exposed, but I came up to a point to where, do I tell, which is hard to tell the truth about yourself, that if you notice on YouTube and in all social media, there's, I guess maybe 70%, maybe more than, I would say about 70% of the people are anonymous. You cannot tell who they are or whatever. And I couldn't do that because I was doing a testimony, and I was very well known as a Jehovah's Witness, and I really know that a lot, because I was very well known. So I know that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are going to see, I knew that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses would see my YouTubes. And so I couldn't beat around the bush as far as who I was and the things I did, who I am. And I also noticed that at first I wanted to show who I wanted to be, I don't want to go to this subject, I don't want to do this subject, I don't want to do this subject. And it turned out to be, as soon as I could see, it was dangerous. And I really do mean dangerous, because especially on social media, dangerous for yourself, because you are you're going to form another it's almost like forming a different personality. So then I would have like different personalities for different social media. And I saw that if I did that, I don't know, I didn't do it very short. I was doing it just a little bit or whatever, maybe. And I noticed abruptly, it didn't take that long, that then, I was with myself, I was doing things, I was going to work, and I noticed that it was just dangerous, because it was like I was splitting myself up. So abruptly, I came to face. I guess I'm making a new expression. Came to face. I guess that means facing myself and saying, "Wait, no, this has to be clean, and it has to be done in a proper and honest manner." So all of my YouTubes are who I am and getting to know myself better. So I dropped all of that, and when I started doing the YouTubes, I gave a testimony, and I explained that this testimony is going to be who I am. I mean, when people see my YouTubes, it's my point of view. Maybe I might see things differently than my family members see, or my friends that were Jehovah's Witnesses see. But I explained that this is my viewpoint, and that's what helped me. That's another reason why I wanted to be myself, because you're going to conflict with other points of view. At least you're trying to be honest with, at least you're showing your point of view and being honest about that. So that helped me out, because I was able to speak freely. I didn't have to walk on glass or whatever. So that's how I started. So I did the testimony as ex-Jehovah's Witnesses do. However, because of the fact that I decided to be honest with everything, I ended up with a lot of YouTubes on my experiences as a Jehovah's Witness and as an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So that is going to continue. So now that's one segment. I did say the music first. I did do the music first, but I am going to wait until the end. I'm waiting until the end, because the music that I'm doing now it's been so long since I've actually done the music. So I'm actually starting updates from my ex-Jehovah's Witness. So ex-Jehovah's Witness, as far as the update on that, is that I'm going through box. I was talking to pretty much one person that helped me out as far as that was one of my comments, and one of my sisters, ex-Jehovah's Witness sisters, that helped me out. We have a little joke right there, and she, I'm almost sure and I was telling her, I'm going back into, it's like boxes that you go through, but it's, internal boxes that we go through. So I'm doing that right now as far as the ex-Jehovah's Witness, and I'm going back because I know how it is to be a Jehovah's Witness. But the reason why I'm going through the boxes is because I notice as ex-Jehovah's Witness, we want to forget everything that happened to us when we were a Jehovah's Witness. But I found that it's very good to go back. And I guess I can say her name because she's on the comments. Anna told me that she was going back too, and she was afraid to. But I was afraid to too, but I decided, it's best. And it did prove to be better to go back, because I found out that I wasn't really a very good Jehovah's Witness anyway. I never really was into it as much as I thought I was. So I'm glad that I'm going back, because I can see how I worked things. And I also have friends and experiences that help me now that had nothing to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. So me blocking out everything before being an ex Jehovah's Witness, um, I could see that it hindered me because some of my experiences wasn't had anything to do with Jehovah's Witness, because I didn't really was strongly wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness. Like, for instance, now I can see that I didn't want to be a ministerial servant. I didn't want to do things like that. So that's why I think it's good to open up the boxes. So as far as my updates and that, I'm going to continue opening up the boxes, but I'm taking my time. I don't go through each box like, real quickly. I just, let it come to me slowly. And then the things that I learn, I put on my YouTube. Some very nice things. The last thing I put on was about underground. When they used to talk about underground, I didn't even know what it was. Now I can see that I didn't even know what they were talking about when they say underground. And then I found out, because of the way I lived, we were already in an underground, and we were already in an underworld type of situation, to where they have us thinking that we're the only ones that feel this way about this, and they make us think that things are against us, when we all, as human beings, we have to work together. So I'm going to continue that as far as the ex-Jehovah's Witness. Now, going about some things, the art that I had, becoming a master view of art. I have to do a 15-page paper, and I can't wait until I really start working on that paper. I think I'm on page 4 or 5. I have to continue that. I have to put this in my schedule, because I have a lot of things, and keep working on it, because this is like I'm going on the 4th year, and it took 2 years so far to do that 15-page paper, but it's a very important program. The nice thing is the program it goes, like 12 years. So I have time to do that, but I still have to get into, because I can't go back to the museum. And I'm treating this as if you already know, because these are subscribers that know what's going on in the channel. So I do have to do the 15-page paper, and I'm going to do a video on that and a separate update. This is also letting people see what's in the channel. So I got that going. Becoming a master viewer of art. One of the features I also have is veganism, or whatever. I'm not a political vegan, but I use that term because the terms had to stick together, because I'm whole food plant-based, but I don't eat any meat or anything like a vegan. And the person that I learned this from, which is Juliana Hever, I read one of her books. I wrote her, and she says it's best just to say vegan. So vegan doesn't just mean political matters, dealing with animals, but it's also for those who don't believe in eating a total whole food plant-based diet. Okay. And however, when you do become whole food plant-based, you do kind of learn more and are sensitive to treatment of animals. So that's really great. Now, I'll also have a section. Okay, so art is also a section, which I'm not going to. Okay, can I say art? Yeah, let's go. Okay, now I'm going to go to a very important subject. So that's the update on art, on the becoming a master viewer of art, is that I have to do the 15-page paper, and I'll get to that as soon as I can. Put this in my schedule. As far as Dance Without Music, that's the one I really love. I'm changing this. I was going through processing, and I'm glad that I did that. I had to show you, because there's a lot of processing in Dance Without Music, and it shows you that you can be stalled sometimes doing doing processing, and it's in its fourth year. I'm in the fourth year of Dance Without Music, but it's so much advanced now. So I'm gonna do a video on that soon. I'm very pessimistic as far as, I'm just sorry I explained it, and sometimes it's better because it gives you more patience. And with Dance Without Music, you have to be patient with yourself. And I'm doing a video on this. It's on precision, and I'm also extended the title to Dance Without Music and X-Men, just like the X-Men that you see in the movies, that type, okay? But X-Men physics, okay? So it's gonna be Dance Without Music, X-Men physics, or X-Men, I guess I can say X-Men physics, because it's pretty much going into that direction. And I deal with the continuity, I guess you can say. It deals with, I don't know if that's the right word I can use, but it deals with using the thriller dance. And that kind of like, it's like I guess it's like everything that hooks the information together. I use the thriller dance. We do the thriller dance in it, and we want to perfect it. Although I can honestly say that it's an X-Men physics. Just like you see what happens in the X-Men movies, it's like that. And I know it's very futuristic, but it is true. And the reason why I had to state that is the fact that if I didn't, it takes a long time, and people who would not be interested in it, Dance Without Music, will be interested in the aspect that it is X-Men physics, and it takes a long time. And if I go to 5 years and then I say X-Men physics, and they will have lost a lot of time, because you have to start at the beginning. So if I do that now, because it is, and I use that because that's the only thing I can identify with, okay? And if I didn't do it now, they would lose a lot of precious time, and it takes a long time. And now we're in year 4, and the only reason why I did it, and I'm saying I'm extending the title, is because it's very important. And I'm extending, the reason why I'm extending the title, like I said, I'm extending the title because I always knew that was going, okay, this is what I wanted to say. Because I held off on it. I knew it was doing a lot of things that had to do with X-Men physics. But I had to wait for the right time. I had to see for myself that it can be done. Okay, I already know it can be done, but I have to see it for myself, just to be 100% sure. Okay, so that's the way it's going. That's the direction it's going into. But the thriller dance, the reason why I use it also, because it covers everything. The dance is not popular for no reason. Okay, and I stress that you have to start from the beginning. So that's what I'm gonna do as far as Dance Without Music. Then see if I have any other segments that I'm missing. We do have the vegan section. I already mentioned that. So the most popular ones. I still will do poetry sometimes. That's a feature that I have. Just know the poetry, but I don't want to do poetry by reading it. I want to do it like, something that I learned. Now getting into the music, I started Animar just recently. I developed it into an actual art form. because I started it out in the beginning, and I was going to throw it away because I didn't know it was worthy, but it is definitely worthy. And you listen, you just don't listen with your ears, you interpret it into your emotions. And that's why I use the titles that I use: Animar Wind, Animar Violin, Animar. I think I got one on flowers. I'm doing holy water now. It's things that we see in our life, and we don't even think twice about it, but they're important in some aspect to our friend's life or our life. Okay, just like I do holy water. I mean, maybe the Catholics are more interested in it, and it's something that happens to Catholics, but everyone knows about holy water. And I interpret it as what we all feel these items are. Like, for instance, if it's in a book, okay, if you're reading a book and you come across the word holy water, that's what I'm writing about. That's what the musical expression is about. Apple, okay, apple is just one apple did on the violin. It's what we interpret it as human beings, and that's what the music is about. And the reason it doesn't go according to any scales, no nothing. It just has to have a form. It has to express the meaning of what we feel as human beings about these topics. I did one on anger, or did I one? No, I did one on fear. Okay. If you were to write something about fear, you could write it and everyone would understand it. So I use our interpretation of fear as human beings. Okay. So I'm going to continue the Animar. I started singing on some of the Animar because I didn't know how to make Animar into singing, but now I do. So I can do the singing, especially when I do the guitar, because the Animar you don't copy anything. You bring up emotions or feelings that we all have about the topic. Okay, so now I figured out how to do singing while I'm doing an Animar, which is what I feel at that point. What I feel as a human being, we all feel as a human being when we come across those topics. Okay. So I have that one. I already have another one coming up, which is anger, and I have an Animar on the violin, which is sing. So that's the Animars. I tried to do one on bass. I had to hold that back for a little while. And that's about up to date on everything. Then I may get into separate updates on certain things, these separate topics. But this is the update for the whole entire station, my whole station, Pierre Dur. So I hope you enjoyed everything. If I missed something, I'll make another update. I did the Animar, I did the music, I did the art. We continue the art. The art is actually a part of Animar, okay? And sometimes it may seem boring, the Animar, but it's not really, because once you keep doing it, it'll make you, I'm sorry, but it's going to help your intelligence, because you're listening differently. Now you're listening as if you were, how can I say? You're not just listening for a song. You want to dig deeper. You want to listen to what I feel, what we feel as a human being on these certain topics. Something that we never even thought about, but Animar is going to bring it out, okay? And you might be interested in doing Animar too. So anyway, and then in Animar also, which is very good, it doesn't hold on to any scales. And although I learned a lot about music before I did it, you know, so the only thing, and also I compose, so I have a lot of help as far as making things interesting because I know how a song is. Most of the songs that I sang so far is songs that I have written, so that helps out a lot. But trying to do Animar is well, you'll learn how to do Animar just as you listen to my Animars, and it might help you to be a composer, and for people who have never even thought that they can compose or write songs, you will not be blocked. I mean, you won't come to. If you continually listen to the Animars, you won't come to a point to where you're blocked as far as, oh, I don't know how to write a song. You will be able to learn how to write a song. I'm almost positive about that. So I hope you enjoyed the update. I know it's pretty long, but thank you very much. The update, it took me a long time to bring up this updates, and I thank you for listening, and enjoy the channel. And I want it to be the best channel that you have. Thank you very much, Pierre Dur.